Did Jungkook of BTS really sneak into Jimin's Weverse live and wrap him in a surprise hug that made millions of ARMYs scream and cry at once? What happened behind that shocking, heart-melting moment that crashed the internet? Watch, comment, and share your thoughts, because what you're about to read will change the way you see their bond forever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that will make your heart skip a beat. Was it real? Did it actually happen? Or was it just a dream painted by the hopes of millions of fans? The question echoed across social media the moment the clip went viral. Did Jungkook really come to Jimin's live? The answer: yes, he did. And not only that, he hugged him. Silently, gently, as if time itself had stopped. It all began as a quiet Weverse live meant to be just another small moment between Jimin and his fans. He was sitting in his cozy room, soft lights flickering behind him, a faint melody playing in the background. His smile, tired yet sincere, greeted ARMY like the warmth of a candle on a cold night. "It's been a while, right?" he said, his voice gentle, a little shy. He didn't know that someone was already on his way. Someone who would turn this ordinary live into the most unforgettable moment of the year. The chat exploded with purple hearts and messages of love. "We missed you, Jiminy. You look so handsome. Happy late birthday." He chuckled, eyes glimmering, that small dimple appearing every time he read something sweet. There was no sign, no hint, no warning that anything unusual was about to happen. But ARMY knows when it comes to BTS, the unexpected always finds a way to break through. As Jimin began to talk about his latest dance practice, the camera suddenly flickered. A shadow passed by behind him. It was barely visible, just a whisper of movement, like a ghost crossing the frame. The chat went wild instantly. "Who's that? Did someone just walk behind him? Is that Jungkook?" Jimin froze for a split second, then laughed nervously. Maybe it's nothing," he said. But was it? Little did he know Jungkook had been planning this for days. Quietly, secretly, away from the noise. He knew Jimin was going live. He knew it was going to be one of those quiet streams where Jimin would talk to ARMY about his feelings, his music, his recent days. And Jungkook, being Jungkook, decided that words weren't enough. He wanted to show something. Something real. Something that couldn't be said through comments or hearts on a screen. So he came. Without a schedule, without an announcement, without even telling the staff. He walked straight to Jimin's dorm, his hoodie pulled low, his eyes gleaming with that mischievous spark ARMY knows too well. Meanwhile, back on the live, Jimin continued speaking, oblivious to the chaos about to erupt. He leaned closer to the camera, answering questions about his recent trip, his workout routine, even laughing at a fan who asked him to show his abs again. No, he said, waving his hand. Not this time. He didn't realize that behind the door, Jungkook was standing silently listening, waiting for the perfect moment. And then it happened. The door creaked open. Jimin turned slightly confused. "Huh," he said softly, looking toward the sound. The chat froze. Time froze. The camera caught a figure entering the room. A tall frame moving slowly, a familiar black hoodie, a tattooed hand visible for just a moment. The live chat exploded in all caps. "OMG, is that him? Jungkook is here. Are you serious right now?" Before Jimin could even react fully, Jungkook stepped closer. No words, no greeting, just a quiet smile. And then, he wrapped his arms around Jimin from behind. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was the kind of hug that spoke louder than any confession, any lyric, any song they'd ever sung together. Jimin froze, eyes wide, his mouth slightly open in shock. "Jungkook?" he whispered. The younger one didn't answer. He just held him, tightly, warmly, like he was afraid to let go. The silence lasted only seconds, but for ARMY watching it felt like eternity. Screenshots flooded X, Instagram, TikTok, and Weverse within seconds. "Jungkook hugged Jimin live," trended globally. Fans screamed, cried, laughed, hyperventilated all at once. "My heart can't handle this," one wrote. "They're real, they're really soulmates," said another. Jimin finally turned around, his face flushed pink. "Yeah, what are you doing here?" he said, half laughing, half teary. Jungkook grinned, his voice low and playful. "I missed you." That one line, 3 simple words, sent the fandom into meltdown. The internet nearly broke. ARMY, it wasn't just a hug. It was everything they'd been missing, the laughter, the warmth, the connection between two brothers, two artists, two souls who'd been through years of storms together. It was proof that even when the world changes, their bond doesn't. But what fans didn't know yet was that Jungkook's visit wasn't just spontaneous. There was a secret reason behind it, one that Jimin himself didn't expect. And that's where the story truly begins. For a few seconds, the room was filled with nothing but the sound of Jimin's soft laughter and the faint hum of his microphone. Jungkook's arms were still around him, loose now but firm enough to feel real, the kind of embrace that left no space for doubt. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't fan service. It was just them, caught in the middle of a moment they didn't plan, yet somehow both needed. Jimin leaned back slightly, still dazed. His lips curved into a small, trembling smile. "You scared me," he murmured, glancing toward the camera as if realizing again that millions were watching. Jungkook chuckled, a low, warm sound that made even the silence feel alive. "Sorry," he said, scratching the back of his neck but not letting go entirely. "I wanted to surprise you." Surprise him? He did more than that. He sent the entire fandom into a frenzy. Weverse comment section overflowed so fast that the platform started lagging. Purple hearts streamed like an endless waterfall. Fans couldn't type fast enough. Some cried, some screamed, some just stared at their screens with trembling hands. Because in that one instant, that Hug Army saw something more than friendship. They saw years of history, trust, and the kind of love that doesn't need labels. The kind that survives distance, silence, and time. Jimin turned fully to face him now, cheeks still glowing. "You didn't tell me you were coming," he said softly. Jungkook smirked, his eyes twinkling like a secret. "If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise, Hyung." The way he said Hyung, gentle, teasing, affectionate, made Jimin laugh, his tension melting away. He reached up and flicked Jungkook's forehead lightly. "You always do things like this," he said. "You never change." But beneath the teasing, there was something else. Something fragile in the air that neither of them said out loud. A quiet understanding. Jimin knew Jungkook didn't just show up for fun. The timing, the way he came unannounced, the look in his eyes. It all carried weight. Jungkook shifted, looking down for a moment before speaking. "I saw your live last week," he began. "You looked tired." Jimin blinked, caught off guard. "Tired?" "Yeah," Jungkook continued, his tone low but sincere. "You were smiling, but it didn't reach your eyes." He hesitated, then looked straight at him. "So I thought, maybe you shouldn't be alone tonight." For a heartbeat, Jimin said nothing. His gaze dropped, and his lips parted slightly as if words had suddenly forgotten how to exist. The chat was exploding again, but neither of them noticed. Jimin's voice, when it finally came, was soft. "You always notice too much." Jungkook smiled faintly. "Maybe," he said. "But that's what brothers do, right?" That word brothers hit like a warm wave. Fans around the world felt their chests tighten, because it wasn't just about being in the same group or sharing stages. It was about years of shared memories, from training rooms that smelled of sweat and tears, to award nights where they stood side by side, holding trophies with trembling hands, whispering "we did it," when no one was looking. Now here they were again. Older, stronger, but still the same. The same boys who once promised each other to never let go. Jimin's eyes softened, glimmering under the dim light. "Thank you," he said quietly, "for coming." Jungkook shrugged, pretending to play it cool. "Don't thank me. I just miss bothering you." But his voice betrayed him. It cracked slightly, too tender to hide behind jokes. The chat erupted again. "He missed him. My heart can't handle this. This is why I love them so much." Jimin laughed again, wiping the corner of his eye.